Hi, Michael here from Sealy Counseling. An empowering idea for today is to think about the things that you want to change, the bad habits, the things that you're really making you stuck as patterns of learned behavior. Not necessarily part of you, but patterns of learned behavior stored in the brain. What do I mean by this? What I mean is that there's really two major parts of the brain. Well, there's more than that, but think about it this way. The one part of your brain that you really have control over is your executive functioning. It's called the prefrontal cortex. It's where decision making is, it's where your intellect is, it's where your willpower is. And there's another part of your brain, the older part of the brain, where habits are stored, where learned behavior becomes basically automatic. So if you engage in, let's say, worrisome negative thinking, that you think about kind of like worst case scenarios, and you really find it hard to stop worrying about that. What that really is it's a part of your brain that has learned to really think that way. And it's merely a pattern that can be broken. So a powerful thing to do is to start to become aware of these patterns and separate yourself from these patterns that are occurring in the older part of the brain. So think about you being the observer or sort of the executive or the captain of your ship, and something's happening on your ship. And what's happening is there's this worrisome sort of worst case scenario thinking going on. Now, simply becoming aware of that occurring is incredibly powerful. You become, again, the executive in charge. And you can say, okay, I notice that I'm, say, thinking about some worst case scenario, and it's really hard for me to stop doing this. Noticing that that is occurring is huge. That's step one. Step two is to think about how you're going to break that pattern, because it's merely a learned pattern. So you want to be like a circuit breaker. You want to come in and you want to just do something immediately to interrupt that pattern. So what could that be? It could be something physical. You go for a walk around the block. You might say, well, I don't have time. Well, when you come back from that walk, you're going to be a completely different state of mind, and you're going to be relieved and more efficient in whatever it is you're doing. So a walk around the block, some push-ups, some sit-ups, something like that. Movement, some sort of physical movement is really good. A quick song, listen to music for like 5 minutes. That will, again, break that circuit. It'll break that pattern, and you'll save yourself from kind of spiraling down. So that's what I wanted to talk about today, is really just separating yourself from your brain. I know it's kind of a weird concept, but it's really true. There's your brain is incredibly powerful, very complex, and it really learns how to do things efficiently, good habits and bad habits, okay? So think about yourself as the circuit breaker, the observer, the executive. The more you break the circuit of the things that you're not wanting to do, the easier it is to get sustained long-term change. Dr. Joe Dispenza, I highly recommend